What's up, everyone? Chris here from MTR Network, and I'm back with another movie review for you. This time I am reviewing Eli Roth and Bruce Willis's film. It's the remake of the 1974 movie Death Wish. Look, I'm going to be honest here. I only saw this film, and I'm only doing this review because technically it's part of my job. Look, you already know that this film is going to have problems. It should never have been made. And it's full of shit. Like, it's... How to start with this? This is one of those films that... When Death Wish originally came out with Charles Bronson, this was a film that, at that time, was met with a lot of criticism because it's like, hey, you're literally out here, glorifying vigilante justice. And you would think that when you're going to remake a film that had that kind of baggage, I'm going to say, that you would think that when you're going to make it in 2018 or technically 2017 when this film's supposed to come out, that you would update it for the times and be a little bit more socially conscious about when you're doing it. And the fact of the matter is, Eli Roth and them didn't do it. I want to say they made an even worse film, and they made it worse. Let me go back and for anybody out there who doesn't know what Death Wish is, it's basically a film. In this case, it's starring Bruce Willis, and he is a doctor whose wife and daughter are attacked in their homes during a robbery. The daughter's put in a coma, the wife dies, and he decides that the only way he's going to be able to get justice is if he goes out there and does it for himself. I mean, this is basically kind of the same plot line of the original 1974 film. So, first problem is that this film was supposed to come out in November of last year, but after I believe it was the Vegas shooting that killed 50 people, that they decided maybe having a film that pretty much glorifies gun violence like this and vigilante justice like this, maybe we shouldn't put it out. And so they delayed it until March 2nd. Only problem is, because this is America, go America, there was, of course, another shooting. So there was we had the Parkland shooting 2 weeks ago on Valentine's Day at a high school in America. And so that should be the first lesson of this film is, if you're going to make a film like this, you might as well release it on its original date, because there's no good time to release a film like this. Like, the way gun violence here in America works is, you were always going to run into a fucking problem, so you might as well just put this shit out there. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, again, like I said, I have no problem with super violent movies. I don't. Like, I don't have a problem with revenge movies. I love them. If you think about it, John Wick is basically a revenge film because his dog got killed. Man on Fire. I love Man on Fire. I love that film. It's basically, Denzel plays a bodyguard of he's trying to find that kidnapped girl. So, I mean, I have no problem with violent films. I don't. The problem with Death Wish is it's twofold, really. The first problem is that it's glorifying... let me go back. The first problem is, I'll just put it bluntly, it's fucking racist. And I know somebody in the comments is going to go, it's not racist. The guys who kidnapped and killed his wife, they were white. Here's the thing, though. First problem is, they set the film in Chicago. Fuck you. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this, what about the kids in Chicago? I'm tired of this bullshit. Stop doing it. If Eli Roth wanted to make a vigilante justice film, you know what it is? First of all, maybe make the vigilante a black guy, and I don't know, he's trying to track down the people who murdered his family in a church when a white supremacist walks in and murders 9 people. Like, how about that? How about we do that? Instead, no, they go with the typical, this is your family in Chicago, but they live in the fucking suburbs, of course, and they have a nice house. They're pretty much, upper middle class, upper class. They don't have a care in the world. The daughter's going to college. They have all this money, of course. It's just a typical lily white family. And of course, they come to this tragedy because while the rest of the people that break into the house are all white, the person that sets them up is, of course, the Latino valet driver who gets their address when he's valeting their car. Of course. And also, there's a bunch of other people in this film that, while the main villains, if you will, are white, all the side characters are black, of course, or brown or something. It's just it just reeks of this whole "Make America Great Again," Trump's America bullshit that I know the alt-right motherfuckers are gonna like. It just fills into that thing, and this could have been a film where you kind of challenge that and you deal with that, but they don't. Like, everything you can imagine that is super right-wing and is everything that is wrong with this country and everything that is wrong with the gun debate in this country is in this film. Like, you literally have, I can't remember, I think it was called, the gun shop was called Jolly Rogers, and they literally have in this film where he goes to this gun store to learn to learn about getting a weapon. And they literally tell, oh, no, it's no big deal. You can get a weapon. This easy. But he doesn't get it from them at that time because he knows that he's going to be on camera. He eventually gets a gun because a gangbanger comes into the ER and drops a gun. So he takes that gun. He's going to use that gun. And do you want to know how you learn how to shoot? You learn how to shoot by doing what you're doing right now, watching YouTube videos. Like, this film is just everything that is wrong with the gun debate is in this film. And again, that's not the real problem I have with it. The problem I have with it is it doesn't even try well to explain why that's not right. And so, as Bruce Willis's character is learning how, is getting the idea to go out there and enact his own sense of justice on the people out here who are raping, killing, robbing people all the time because the police, again, aren't doing anything and just so incompetent. He does this by it. When he starts going out there and killing people, killing these criminals, the way the film tries to set up the idea that, well, we're not really for vigilante justices. You keep having them play these debates over the radio about whether the Grim Reaper is right or whether he's not, and things like that. And that's the weak attempt of this film to try to distance themselves from the moral stances they are taking. But this is why it's bullshit. At one point, there's a copycat in the film who gets killed. He's a father of three. And he's trying to do what Bruce Willis' character is doing, which is go out there with a gun and stop crime on his own. And he's shot dead right there in the street. No, that's it. There's nothing else happens. Like, there's no realization from your main character that, oh, wow, people are out there doing what I'm doing now. Maybe I should stop. There's no crackdown by the police going, oh, wow, we're going to copycats now. And nothing happens. The film basically ends with Bruce Willis' character getting it out of his system, kind of, and suffering no fucking consequences. Like, this is the wrong film at the wrong time, and there's never really a right time for this kind of film because the film is so fucking irresponsible. Besides just the subtle racism of setting in Chicago and having all these black and brown characters around, besides just being irresponsible with the whole idea of how this man gets his guns, the biggest problem is there is no real arc for Bruce Willis' character. He goes out here, he succeeds in the most asinine ways of being able to kill criminals. He's somehow they weakly tie in the story so he can find out who really went and killed his daughter, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And then at the end, when it's done, like the cops show up and goes, oh, so the cops know it's him, know he was doing it, and pretty much go, well, Mr. White Guy, have you gotten it out of your system yet? He goes, yeah, pretty much. That's the end of the fucking movie. That's it. Like, that's it. It's basically saying that you can get away with this shit. That you can go out there, take the law into your own hands, do what you have to do, shoot indiscriminately, and nobody else is going to get hurt. It's literally giving the idea of the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Even though we know that's fucking bullshit. That's what this film does. It's just so irresponsible. And the idea that nobody who was making this film thought, hey, maybe this doesn't make any fucking sense. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we can be just a little bit more socially conscious about this. No. No. And I know what you guys are going, man, I don't care about any of that, man. I'm just here to see Bruce Willis kill some people. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The action ain't even really that great. It's not. The action isn't even really that great. You know? It fetishizes this idea of shooting guns. Like, he doesn't... Okay, this is a guy who has no training. He's not like an ex-military officer. He's not like... So it's not like John Wick where you're like, oh, well, I mean, there's a lot of shooting on here, a lot of death, but hey, at least it looks cool. It doesn't even fucking look cool. Eli Roth, he's also did... The bigger film I know he's done was... Not really bigger. But another one of these films he did was The Green Inferno. So you know that he is no stranger to showing gore and blood. And that's pretty much all this film can offer for its action scenes is, yeah, they'll show you somebody having their brains literally blown out. They'll show you, and this is in the trailer, so he kills somebody by removing the jack from the car falls on him, and you see the guts and blood everywhere. Like, that's great. But the actual gunfights, the actual action scenes, like, there's no really hand-to-hand fighting scenes anyway. It's all bullshit. Like, so it's not, you're not getting epic John Wick, you know, hand-to-hand combat scenes or epic John Wick gun battles. You're not even getting shit like in The Equalizer. You know, The Equalizer was in something else. Like, so it's not even good in that respect. It's not even good in its own genre. So in that, like, the one thing that should be appealing to you, you know, the action or, you know, just going really, that's not even good. So literally the only thing it has to offer to you is the message, and the message in this film is basically like, hey, if you want to go out there and take the law into your own hands, you can do it. You can get away with it. That's the fucking message in this film. It's fucking bullshit. This is terrible. It's borderline offensive. And if you somehow like this fucking film, go fuck yourself. Because what kind of person are you? Like, you clearly didn't watch it to see a good movie. You didn't watch it to see good action. So what are you watching it for? Oh, you're watching it because it feeds your ideas on, you know, loose gun laws and taking the law into your own hands. Like, there are so many different things this film could have done. It could have made, if you're going to be in Chicago and set in Chicago, let's talk about corruption. Let's talk about the police department being corrupt. Let's talk about the fact that the police don't go to certain neighborhoods and that, you know, it's the systemic racism, systemic problems that are making the conditions for these criminals. Let's talk about that. Let's make a film that involves that. Let's make a film that involves not some upper class white guy who lives in a damn near mansion with his family. You know, let's deal with a lower class individual who's just above the poverty line, who has his family taken away from him by people in power. You know, like, make it cops, make it dirty cop. Like, let's make it real. If you're gonna fucking do this fucking film, if you want to push the envelope, if you really want to do something, let's do that. Let's go for the low hanging fruit of making it some rich white guy who lives out in the fucking burbs, who decides to come into the fucking city to exact his own version of justice. Like, this is some offensive bullshit, you know. And the last thing I'll say about this before I give it the 1 out of 10 it fucking deserves. Before our screener, Eli Roth, they did a little and they do sometimes, they have pre-recorded videos that play, and Eli Roth came on. And I thought that he was going to make a statement saying, hey, look, we understand we made this film. We understand what the subject matter is about, but look, you know, we're not supporting gun violence. We're not supporting the themes of this movie. We don't support vigilante justice. We don't support, you know, loose gun laws and people being able to go out there and buy, you know, full-out assault rifles. We want you guys to enjoy the film, but it's just that. It's just a film. It's just fiction. Please be responsible. Please don't go out and do this. No, you know what he fucking did instead? So he went on the thing and basically told everybody, hey, if if you're gonna like, if you see this film and you like it, get on the social media and let everybody know. And if you don't like it, shut the fuck up about it. And at least let me get a day. And let me like it was such a self-serving video before the film start, and that right there just set the tone for how I knew this was gonna be a piece of shit film, because it's just, he didn't understand what the fucking problem was. So go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here. Grow the fuck up. And next time you're gonna make a film like this, try putting an ounce of fucking thought into it. And try making something that you can do. You can do a film. At the very least, make the fucking action good. You couldn't even fucking do that. Fuck this film, man. I'm sorry. Like, normally I'd go into more detail. I'd go into more detail, but like, this film, like I said, it's the wet dream of of these Trump voters and these people right now, the NRA and everybody who's screaming about, oh no, we need to arm teachers, and oh no, the real good guy with a gun is only a good guy with a gun that can stop a bad guy with a gun. Like, it's literally the weakest, dumbest argument, like in film form. And if you didn't want this conversation, because people are gonna go, well, I don't care about any of this. I don't care about the politics. I just want to see the film. Then they shouldn't have fucking released it. They should have done a better job. Like, this film literally is coming out at the worst time, because we just had a shooting 2 weeks ago and we're talking about these themes here. But here's the thing. Even without the shootings, when this was announced, I knew it was a bad idea. Because everybody did. Like, nobody was clamoring for a Death Wish fucking remake. Nobody. Nobody wanted to see this. Nobody's going to like, hey, you know what film within a remake? Ah, man, I really want to see Death Wish. Nobody sits around at home. Look, if you sit around at home on your weekends and you pop in your Death Wish VHS, you should be on a watch list somewhere. Like, nobody. Fuck, man. This is some fucking bullshit. I can't believe they approve. I can't believe. I'm gonna say I can't believe, but I do actually believe it. That they approved this fucking film. That they made this fucking film. And the people involved in it somehow thought it was a good idea. Next week we have A Wrinkle in Time. Hopefully that review will put me back in a better mood. I'm hoping the next few weeks will be good. We have I have the screener for A Wrinkle in Time next Tuesday. We have Gringo as well, so we'll have that. We'll have those two films reviewing coming out next week. The following week we'll have Tomb Raider, and today I just got the email for our Pacific Rim Uprising screener. So I'm hoping the next 3 weeks are good, and I'm hoping that after that I think it's Ready Player One. So I'm hoping the next 4 weeks I'm in a way better mood when it comes to reviews. But I have just had the string of terrible movies, Annihilation being the best one out of them, and I still didn't like that film. But at least it wasn't offensive trash like Red Sparrow and Death Wish. Like, literally, I think this weekend is going to be a battle between Death Wish and Red Sparrow for number 2, and it's literally it's a race to the bottom between these two terrible ass fucking films. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, just fuck you, fuck this film. Like, I don't know what the fuck were you guys thinking. Anyway, just thank you guys very much. We're now over 2,000 subscribers. I just, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. We're gonna keep putting the videos out here. We have the podcast episodes up. I'm doing so many more of these like on-camera reviews and videos. We might not put every podcast episode up now on the YouTube channel just so we don't flood you guys. So make sure you subscribe to different podcasts. We got Movie Trailer Reviews podcast for all our movie reviews. Super Tuesday Recap has all of our reviews for like the TV shows for like The Flash, Arrow, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back this week. Shit, by the time this comes up tonight, we just did a review like literally 5 minutes before I started this thing. I just wrapped up our Star Trek Discovery review, so that's on the Super Tuesday Recap podcast. The Character Corner podcast, where we talk about all the characters we talk about. We have some really cool ideas for things that are going to come out for the rest of this year. So if you want to learn about comic book characters, subscribe to the Character Corner podcast. and plenty more. Just go to mtrnetwork.net and you'll see all of our different podcasts. Subscribe to them there. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notify button so you're notified next time we're having a review. And yeah, folks, Death Wish. Fuck this fucking film.